Right now is a fantastic time to invest in yourself. Everybody knows if you've got an airline that has been kaput on your resume, that you've had to overcome some obstacles. And it's a great opportunity for you to talk about your success and your comeback story.
Most pilots don't understand what career opportunities are available in the world of aviation. They're making career decisions based on advice from friends or posts on internet forums, meaning they are taking huge risks with their livelihood without having all the details. This podcast was created to help you understand the aviation industry so you can find your dream job. Let's get ready for Pushback. Here's your host and my dad, Nick Fialka.
Hey, pilot, welcome back to Ready for Pushback. It's another solo show. I'm Nick Fialka. I hope your day is going great today. Maybe you're in the air. Maybe you're commuting somewhere. Maybe you are driving to the flight school to get some flight time. That's super awesome. Keep crushing. You're doing it. It's a great time to do it. Right now is a fantastic time to invest in yourself, to develop yourself forward. A lot of people are seemingly nervous about the state of the industry right now. And I'll tell you what, I've been thinking about it a little bit. And actually, I've been thinking about it a lot. It's an opportunity. This is an opportunity for you to get yourself out there, get yourself focused, get extra things that you might need to separate yourself. Maybe you need some more flight time. Maybe you need to diversify your portfolio a little bit, start flying different types of aircraft, get some more experience, get another rating, another certificate. Maybe you can get your ATP. You got to think about all the things you can do to separate yourself. And this is the thing that is going to get you where you need to go. I have been talking to a lot of people that are flying for Spirit, who used to fly for iAero, who are looking at the airline industry and seeing things stopping. They're looking at United and seeing that they're not starting any new classes. They're looking at Delta and they're going to hire 1,100 pilots this year instead of twice as many that they did last year. People are looking at Frontier and thinking about their new Allegiant model that they're switching to. They're looking at people on the other side that have less hours. They're looking at companies like Wheels Up that are pausing their hiring. There are a lot of people that are slowing down hiring, putting the pause button on, and it can be a scary thing. And we talked about this at the beginning of the year, that this was going to be a dynamic year. Boeing certainly has screwed everybody and everybody's big prospects. And I'll tell you, Pratt & Whitney has really screwed Spirit, and so did JetBlue. I mean, everybody got hung out to dry. So you have a lot of people in a crunch. And for those of you that are in a crunch, for those of you that are on the furlough list, at Spirit, it's 400 and some odd. I want to say around 450 right now that they're talking about doing. I know they sent warn letters to something like 260 or something like that. And my iAero folks who are without a job, I've spoken to lots of you. I have spoken to a ton of y'all, and I'm trying to make sure that I am able to continue to communicate to you, appreciate your patience, and give me the grace that as I work through and have a podcast and have a family and am attentive to you and your time of need, I'm certainly focused on that. And I've been thinking a lot about it. And I want to tell you that when you are faced with losing your job, it's terrifying. It's happened to me a couple of times, not once in the aviation industry, but other times when I was in business. And I will tell you, it's terrifying. It's really hard. And I want you to focus on your mental health and focus on keeping your spirits up and keeping yourself engaged and going down the path. I was just speaking to a person this afternoon who's having a difficult time finding a job. I want you to think about the things that affect that. All right, let's just look at it very logically. What are the things that affect your ability to get a job? Well, the first thing I think about is how qualified are you? Are you highly qualified or are you not highly qualified? Right? Do you have your ATP? Do you have your 1,500 hours? Do you have 1,000 hours of turbine PIC? Those are all the different kind of qualification brackets. That's a smattering of them. And so where you fall on that list depends on what might be available to you. The second thing I think about is how grounded into one spot are you? Do you have the flexibility to get out there and move and to go somewhere that if they called across the country or on the other side of the world, do you have the flexibility to go do that? And are the people in your life that you are involved with, that you are responsible for, have you had that conversation about what that opportunity could look like and what their flexibility is? And you've got to be careful to thread that needle, because you want to make sure that if you are responsible for people's welfare, that you are attentive to them and that you have a conversation, because it's easy as a type A pilot to just kind of bulldoze your way through and say, hey, I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go take 6 months and be out in Africa or out in the Middle East doing, working for whoever, doing sensor stuff or flying some cargo operation or whatever it is. If it's far away from home and your partner is not on board with that, you need to be aware of that, and you need to find a way to gracefully manage your way through that. That's one thing. Another thing I'll tell you is that a lot of these conversations that I've had recently are people at Spirit thinking about, do I need to go to a regional? Do I need to go to a FlexJet, NetJets, or whatever? And my answer is sure, do it. It's not a step back. When you look at, if you look at this hierarchy of aviation and you think, oh man, I'm at an ultra low cost carrier, I've got an Airbus type rating, I don't want to go back and fly a CRJ or something smaller, or even, like a Cape Air or a Silver or a whatever. The work is work, y'all. Like, work is work. Get out there and get to work. Doesn't matter what it is. It's not going to hurt your resume. Having more flying on a thing is not going to hurt your resume, because what's going to happen is when, fast forward to some time when you're sitting in front of whatever major recruiter and they've got your resume in front of them, they look and they're like, Spirit. Oh, iAero. Yeah, no, I see you worked for them. And then you have a conversation about the furlough and overcoming obstacles and how to stay hungry and how to stay in the cockpit. And what did you do? And you went to a regional and you got a job at a regional, or you lived too far away from some regional and you ended up at a flight school. At least you're still banging out hours. At least you are still in the air. And they're going to look at that. They're going to understand why, because they're humans, because they get it. Everybody gets it. Everybody knows if you've got airline that has been kaput on your resume, that you've had to overcome some obstacles. And it's a great opportunity for you to talk about your success and your comeback story. This is the opportunity. Like, these are the really good interview answers that you are building and getting together through these tribulations in your life. And that is okay. It is okay. The other part I want to talk about, which I touched on a little bit, is your mental health. It is really hard to feel like you're not wanted somewhere. It is really hard to feel like you're pushed aside. And all of this aviation business is just that. It's business. Doors are open to make money. Doors close when there's no money to make. Spirit's furloughing pilots, and they're hoping that they can stop the bleeding by shrinking. But you can't make money the smaller you are. That's not how ULCC model works. And so if you're at Spirit and you see those furloughs, understand the danger there. But if you are a pilot that is furloughed and you have a warn letter in your hand, start exercising, start eating right, stop drinking, look for a buddy, look for a mentor, look for somebody that can keep you accountable as you step forward through this. You're going to have a lot of people are going to tell you a lot of different things, but you need to have somebody that you hold close. You need to have somebody that's going to be your advocate and somebody that can look out for you, because the downward spiral of human emotion can come and get you quick. All right, get up, go take a shower. It's hard to get out of bed. I know. It's hard. Go outside, get some vitamin D, do something so that you can get yourself moving, and go back and listen to my first couple solo episodes, because one of the things that I talked about right up front was inertia. And when you are furloughed, it feels like all of your inertia just hit a wall and you have no more inertia. And so for you to get your inertia back, when you have so much potential energy, and I want you to do one thing right now that makes it kinetic. Take the potential within you and make it kinetic. Do that thing that pushes you slightly, just the tiniest bit, and then do one more tiny thing to move yourself just a little bit. It doesn't even have to be in aviation. It just has to be getting up. It just has to be putting on shoes. It just has to be getting a shower, having a shave, brushing your teeth. Just one thing. That's your inertia for the day. And do the things that are going to make that inertia happen faster. That those kinetic energy starts building because you're going downhill. And when you have a big boulder that's stopped in front of you, it's really hard to move one little bit. But that little bit leads to the next and the next and the next. And you're not pushing up a hill. Soon you're going to be pushing down a hill, and you're going to be trying to keep up because you've got so much good inertia. So I want you to be motivated in that. I want you to be focused in that. I just think that it's a tricky spot. It's a tricky spot, and it's not your fault. It's okay to take a little break, but don't take too much of a break. Be quick. Take a break at home, go to bed, wake up, get your inertia going. Talk to people that you never thought you'd talk to. Open your horizons. Get on LinkedIn. Lots of opportunities. Look at ACMI carriers, y'all. I don't talk a whole lot about them, and I need to focus on them more. The secondary cargo market. Look at small passenger operations. Look at anything. It might not pay the bills. It might be difficult. You might have to sell the house. You might have to sell the boat. You might have to sell a car. That's okay. It's okay. It's a speed bump right now. And it's not the end of everything. This is not a September 11th function. It is okay. I want to think a little bit also about the fact that the hiring is still happening. It's just more isolated. And so there's opportunity in aviation still, and you can succeed here. I will tell you also, the people that get ahead of this are the people that will be successful. Getting a furlough notice, probably the best thing you could ever do to shake yourself out of being comfortable at a place, to move on, to move faster. I know a lot of people are low time. You've got your 1,500 hours, but now you've got your ATP, you've got your type rating. You are where you are, and you are so close. And as you are, and you are close, you will start getting picked up by majors, and you're going to start being senior to the people that you were junior to at Spirit and iAero. And I'll tell you, Spirit folks that are still hanging out and still sitting around, there's a lot of risk there. It's hard to move. You got a good thing. You got great scheduling rules, all those things. And you're hoping upon hope that you're going to be able to skate by and that this is just going to be a thing. And the hard part is you don't know until you find out. And so you have to weigh that risk. And you also have to weigh the risk as if when it all falls apart, if they do shut their doors and there are however many thousand pilots on the streets, where are you going to find a job and how are you going to get there? Because if you are even considering leaving, I would consider it extra, extra hard. extra hard. If you even like thought about it, if you had a nightmare about it and you were like, man, maybe I did think about that, you should probably go. You should probably call Spitfire and talk to us. Just talk. Hit me an email, podcast@spitfireelite.com. I've already talked to hundreds of them and I'm happy to continue. I don't charge. I'm just trying to be an advocate for you. And so do it. Get uncomfortable. It's a hard decision. It's a real hard decision. Do you leave something on the table or is there nothing left on the table? That's what you have to figure out. So hit me up if you want to talk about it, and it's okay. It's going to be okay. So get out there, get some inertia, get your potential energy and turn it into kinetic energy. All right. I'll see you on the next show. All right, pilots, that's the episode. I hope you've really enjoyed it. But before you go, do me a quick favor, subscribe to my show and leave me a review. Give me a 1-star review if it was totally worthless. Give me a 5-star review if it was the most amazing thing you've ever heard. I want to hear from you. So if you can give me a review, subscribe to the podcast, make yourself a little bit better, I will be happy. You'll be happy. We'll keep crushing. I cannot wait to see you on the next episode.